Greetings, fellow Wendigo. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld, the first Wendigo, episode 173, Gene Tagging. Okay, well, let's kick it off. Oh, one other thing before I start. One of Cathanon's mods updated, and as a result, it allows me to tag genes. So here in the gene screen, you can see little green check marks for all of the genes that are part of the Wendigo project. And then for those that have genes that are not part of the Wendigo project, we have the red X's. So this will allow for understanding gene inheritance a little bit easier, also paired, of course, with this overlay. So that will be very handy. And then the other thing I did is I went through all the genes as part of the Wendigo project, all 11 of them that were positive and the ones that were negative, and made sure to check them off. But then I also went through the Hussar and marked all the genes that I wanted to scan with hearts. So cyclically deaf, red eyes, awful art, unstoppable, great shooting. And then on the high mate, high heat weakness, very attractive and great social. That way I know when I scan one of the genes that I particularly want. And then I did the same with the sangophages. All of the sangophage hemogenic genes are tagged, plus fast runner and low sleep, mild UV sensitivity, and tender skin. And strong social. Honestly, I'd rather have great social from the high mate, but strong social would do in a pinch. So that is where we're picking up. And I am going to do my best to keep this colony nice and running while we wait for the mega raids. So that should be a lot of fun. Or at least that's what you all voted on. Whether it's fun or not, I will not say. I'm sort of surprised that actually it was a voted yes. I think actually it was determined by coin toss. So I have my coin to blame, if memory serves. We have some mood around the colony. I see that we have major break risk and some minor break risks. Public execution and corpse exchange are on a 1 and 2 day cooldown. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of wasters to sacrifice. I could do a conversion ritual. One thing that I had not considered, which I could do, is to build a second reliquary. And putting it somewhere, like I could put it back here maybe, in order to move the glitter wand so that the relic of our ideology is present at those rituals for a little added bonus. It's not something I bothered with, but I think I will actually bother with it at this point. So I will convert the back of this temple to include a reliquary. Because, I mean, why not? And maybe I'll insulate it a little bit better. That way, if the prisoners are naked, I can still execute and corpse exchange them. Because if they're too cold for the environment, it doesn't allow you to run the execution. Strange, I know, it's just the way the game works. What games do I play in my spare time? Lately, I've been playing Warhammer Darktide. Not because I particularly love it, but just because one of my real-life friends from high school is playing it. So he encouraged me to play it. It's arguably not a great game. It has potential, but it's sort of like Warhammer Left 4 Dead, more or less. And then apart from that, a lot of the other time I spend is vetting games to see if it would be worth my time to create content on them or for them. Whether or not I actually do. So just testing out new games and testing out updates to old games and that kind of stuff. Venom Robot, thank you for the resub. And Flash Firestorm as well. Welcome. So pretty soon here, Tordek and Stevie will pop out of these vats, and I don't exactly remember if we had determined what to do with them. Because we were running polls last stream about deciding whether or not to keep certain individuals, but like I totally 100% do not recall if I ran polls for them, because it has been weeks and my memory deals in days, not weeks. The other thing I wanted to do before these trade caravans left was actually gift them some eggs. It looks like my alliance with the royals is a little lower, so I'm going to run over to the Imperial Trader with Wendy and donate all of the eggs that are in my trade stockpile, because I could really do without a giant abundance of extra eggs. I had already traded with these trade caravans for their like lances and the like, but might as well repair my relationship with the royals for calling on all the favors before they leave. Mr. Johns, you're making like quite a mess in that barn of yours. All right. I do have spare dark vision. Right? Because this is a dark vision gray eyes. So I'll give them the dark vision and then give all of the embryos. Oh, actually I should preface that this is a gift and not selling, because they don't really have anything. They don't have resources left to buy stuff. Okay. 12 rep. And we kept the eggs we wanted because they were not in a stockpile, nor were they in a home zone. And we got rid of all the eggs we didn't. So that should clean things up a bit. Perfect. Last stream, I wonder why all the colonists do not like one another. It's because they're ugly. Actually, a lot of them are not ugly. Ugly is something, is only really a new trait that I've acquired. And as a result, most of my colonists don't have it. They might be disfigured. That could be true. But actually, they don't really dislike one another. Oh, another thing I could do to solve mood is just to hit a pulsar. I could do like a throne speech plus pulse or something like that. Because I wouldn't really want mental breaks right before the giant raids. Because that sounds like a recipe for mass disaster. Oh yes, Wendy is indeed alive and kicking. So, I won't need a death rest for another 20 days, which means that I won't need a death rest within the window that the Wasters are coming. But one thing I should do is to keep my psi focus up as high as I can so that I am, let's say, armed to deal with them. And then also to do the same with my Hemogen. It's going to be really important to be as strong as possible heading into it. What was that? The, terrain shook. A royal tribute collector has arrived, and Trooper Boke is related to everybody. And then we also have the stepmother of Tisang. I do have a ton of gold, so I suppose I could go donate some gold for tribute to raise my honor, which is 39, even higher, to call in extra favors. Because I wouldn't mind just an abundance of extra favors. It's wouldn't hurt me any, right? Here, bud. That way, if I need to call like Aerodrone Salvo or something like that, you know, I've got it in the bag. Let's go with 12. So 800 gold given to them. As honestly, it's kind of like a mix of bribe and hush money. You know? I don't really know that it's tribute in Wendy's case, as she is as high of a rank as one can acquire. It's really just hush money so that she can do whatever she wants and not face a lick of consequences, which, you know, it's just how she rolls. She is ultimately trying to show the glitterworld empire that her genetic experiments are superior to the xenogerm hussars and genies. So her relationship with the glitterworld empire is a little tenuous, right? But she still wants to impress them. So it's a little weird, but you know. Alright, fixing Kath's low hemogen problems. Sentinel is still regrowing for 3 more seasons. Kath is scannable very soon, I think, in 21 hours. Looks like the Hussar just got entered into the scanner, so I'm going to run a prediction. So the prediction is as follows. Here are the genes that I want out of the Hussar. So of, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14. So out of 21 genes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them are ones that I wish to scan. So the prediction is whether or not I'm going to get a useful one. You're welcome to do the math, or just to bet. So, it's going to be a very short prediction period. And this is for EV only. Sarai here is scannable in 20 hours. So, Sarai and Kath will be scanned soon as well. Am I streaming at a greater resolution? It should be 1080p. Growth moment for Zeleb. You are now super immune. Not bad. Misogynist super immune. I suppose I'm going to have you guys decide on what to do with Tordek and Stevie, because I don't recall, and I forgot to write notes to my future self. So here we are. What to do with Tordek. So here are the options. Tordek is male, so crypto... Oh, let me move that poll up. There it is. Tordek is male, so crypto vatting does make sense. He's still genetically useful enough as he has 5 genes. So I took organ harvesting and slaying off the table. So, could be a full-fledged colonist, could be a prisoner, or a crypto sleeper. And then Stevie will be going through the same determination, also a 5-gene colonist, so also not going to be considered for culling. If I ran a conversion ritual, so here's the thing. I want to run a conversion ritual. Maybe I'll do it on a prisoner or something, because I don't want to piss off one of my guests. But I want to run a conversion ritual once the reliquary is done in order to try to improve moods in the colony. As I think that would be like something that people would enjoy. Oh, it looks like I already have Tordek and Stevie xenogerms in the works. So my guess is my past self, and I can't believe I don't remember, but my past self has already made the determination whether or not they're staying as colonists or not. I can just look at the... My guess is both were voted for colonists, so I'm going to hide that. And have you guys decide on someone else. Maybe when they're older. 9, 10, and 4, and a bunch of unborn. 3 of them born in 3 days, and then 1 in 5. Got it. Yeah. If I have custom-tailored xenogerms, it means that I had intended to keep them as colonists. Because if they were going to the prison, they wouldn't have custom xenogerms, and if they were going to become a crypto sleeper, they would, well, they would have a crypto slap instead. Sentinel, you need death rest? Alright, fine. I'm gonna have you drink some fur blood. And dirt mole blood, and then go to sleep for a while. The name of this song is You're Not Wrong. So if you want a link to that, you can find that on my website. You're welcome. Everything looks so clean now that it's roofed up and concreted over. It feels very strange in this colony now. It's just so clean. You forgot that you were part of the colony? Well, I mean, you are a guest for only 8 more days. What's my favorite armor combination? Aesthetic-wise? Oh, aesthetic-wise is a very different answer than I thought. That's a good question. I think I really like the animalist style for ideology. So like an animalist cataphract helmet kind of reminds me of like the Anubis Guard in Stargate a bit, paired with like cataphract armor or something like that. Even the Prestige Royal armor, the Prestige Recon armor rather, plus the designed ideology helmets look really cool. You are going to death rest. And Evie's out. And we got Psychic Death. So, indeed, that was a gene pack I wanted. Right? It has a heart. So, I'm going to remove the heart. And bank it. And those that predicted yes are right. The minority of you by like 2%. So the next scan will be Sarai, and I'm going to run the same prediction for Sarai. So Sarai, I'd like to scan Heat Weakness, very attractive or great social, out of the what is it, 20 genes that Sarai has. There's a new prediction for that. Slowly and surely, the Hussar will give up their secrets. So I've since removed Psych Death. Psych Death is a great one. It wouldn't really help my own people necessarily if I do rely upon Psychic Soothe pulsers, because they're not going to hear the pulse, or feel the pulse, I guess, would be more accurate. But other than that, yeah, if I do need to eke out a little bit extra complexity, there's a pretty good benefit to that. And Mahai Goku, thank you for the resub. And Sahoru as well. And Shizuyori. I missed some people. Cheers. Oh, Glitch. Thanks for the bits. So we're now 4 days in. 7 days left. I always say that in my experience they come like right at the end. But we'll see if that ends up being true. Wow, I nearly have 50 prisoners. I have 49 prisoners right now. That's a lot of prisoners in a colony. Especially given that they're not just slabs of meat without legs. They're free to move around. Well, free. You know. As free as one can be. I think for now, I am going to stop sperm collection on the male prisoners. Because I don't believe I need more. I think we're pretty good, except for Shellbell. Because these are all... I mean, this is a lot, right? Shellbell we've been using a lot, because Shellbell is a, as you can see, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we do actually have some 8s here. So just a little reminder of these unborn. This one is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with trotter hands. We got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 with trotter hands and pig nose. This is one of the closest to full Wendigo as we have obtained. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with no errors. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with no errors. And then these guys here. Zleb. 1, 2, 3, 4, no errors. And Alabar. Or Elabar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with no errors. Oh, and then there's you, Crabs. Crabs the second. Lots of errors. 1, 2 errors, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did I update the IVF equality mod as well? Yes, I did. So I have the separation for farming. I actually haven't messed around with that. But you mean for like sperm? I think that was the update. And if not, you'll have to remind me. Yep. So there's really nothing to do with the cat's eggs at the moment. Most of the... where'd you get that? Oh, wait, you're a colonist. Yeah, okay. I was like, wait, you're a guest, I should say. Maybe you don't tour my prison. I mean, I have forced all of my prisoners to be pacifists, but, like, I'm a little uncomfortable with them touring. So Stevie's gonna be a very ugly, super clotting, blitzing, berserking meleeer, it looks like. And then Tordek has 1 hour left of complexity. We're also slowly chipping away at the big pollution pile that I had released until we ended up getting these atomizers. Just to clean it back up. Not that Wendy is a environmentalist, but more that Wendy would worry about pollution affecting her breeding program. Progress on the nicer reliquary is taking a while, isn't it? Alright, Tordek, it looks like you two are a blitzing meleeer who never sleeps. And super clots. It's crazy how big this base has become. Yeah, breeding Wendigo is an expensive task. As much as I would like to make good use of my time waiting around for the raids to arrive, I'm a little worried about being caught off guard when they do. What I can do is... Oh, one thing I should do is to return the corsets back on forever. I have plenty of human leather, and it doesn't make sense to have them not work towards it. But while I wait, is there anything that you think I should try for? So this poll is sort of like a auxiliary goal. It's not the main goal. It's just if I think that I can juggle other tasks, you can decide on those tasks. Owlbear, you love drugs. Great. You're neurotic and love drugs. Those two go hand in hand. And Sarai is all set to be extracted. Fantastic. Prize it. Oh, someone... There we go. I'll prize it to it. And Kath's genes just finished regrowing as well. So after scanning Sarai, I'll put up a prediction for Kath. So again, we're looking for great social. That would be really important. That would allow our moral guide to actually be good at social for once, because they're not, as you can see in the wardening price. It's number 2 at 4, so it's pretty pathetic. Very attractive, just because I don't have it. Might as well have it. And heat weakness, because it really never gets warm here in Wendy's workshop, so heat weakness is just a free point as far as I'm concerned. And Tordek got kicked out. So we're going to implant a Tordic xenogerm. And this will also allow me to scan, or rather to gestate another egg, which I will pick soon. That also means that Stevie Viper should be kicked out any second now as well. What are you awake? You're constructing concrete. It was very difficult to get... It's like very difficult to get any genes that don't present themselves in the species, which means like great construction is so hard to obtain. So she's really been on her own for construction, except for the bots. It looks like we're going to focus on the breeding program. All right. Added it, which is pretty easy to do. So one thing I could do, it's very dangerous given that the raids are coming, but I could start to extract eggs particularly from the females in the colony that are good candidates. But hey, you know, caution to the wind. I am just going to extract eggs from all females except for Mass, because Mass's eggs are kind of dead ends, if you will. So we'll have a bunch of, yeah, and there's Stevie, a little too old, so let's rescue Stevie and implant the Stevie xenogerm. That's maybe, I'm not sure exactly what we're doing there. So for Stevie, they're set up with the correct drugs, medicine, yeah, carrying, that kind of stuff. Good. And I'm gonna have Wendy start to prioritize the egg extractions, so that we have our female colonists not on ice for very long. Because the longer they're out and anesthetized, the more danger I'm in if raids show up. This is weird. I'm like queuing up tending, but I don't see it. Did you just... Oh, well, you're a hussar. Okay. I was like, did the guest just jack drugs for me? And yes, technically yes. Reliquary is getting there. Not too many operations left to be queued, which is good. Just Krieg and Cass, I think. So for the two new guys, Tordek, Stevie Viper, I'll set them up with some work priorities. So firefighting, patient, that's fine. I actually don't really need anyone on childcare. I'll leave Wendy on it just in case I have sick children. And then everything else is just clean and haul. Because they're not specialized for anything else, really. In fact, I vaguely recall giving you... Oh, you know what? You don't have melee passion. I must have screwed up your xenogerm. Or, not must. I definitely did. So I'm going to need to redress that. Did I do that for Tordek as well? Yeah, strong... no, you have great melee. So Tordek is proper, but Stevie Viper is not. Did not get the great melee. So let's quickly redesign that. So create for Stevie Viper. We do have Psychic Death, so this will be the first Psychic Death I use, I think. Super Clotting, Fast Wound Healing. Very Fast, Happy. Dead Calm. Strong Melee damage. Well, yeah, you need strong melee damage. We don't need Reduce Pain or Robust, because you have it. You need Kind Instinct, very attractive. Nearsighted. And then Awful Art, Awful Plants. awful cook, awful craft, awful shoot, great melee, awful mining, poor construction, awful social, awful intellectual, down to -2, so that's a bit more to work with. Awful animals. That's weird. I don't have awful animals here, and it says metabolic efficiency -2. I click on awful animals, and my metabolic efficiency doesn't change. That seems, wrong? Whatever. The numbers turn out right at the end. I guess that's all I care about. I might make you actually another... No, I'm not going to make you a planter, because that becomes expensive. And quick study. So all the colonists' eggs have been extracted. One thing I'm probably going to want to do with these eggs is not fertilize them with shellbell, as shellbell is really well overrepresented in the eggs in our hatchery. I don't know what to call it. Our egg lab. So let's figure this out case by case. So Krieg, taking a look at you. You could use pigskin DNA, I guess. Or Edekin DNA introduced into your egg. Low is a pigskin. So Low, you do it. And Krieg Low Cross. From Sarai, I got violence disabled, so that was not useful. And almost all of you guessed exactly that. This egg is a twofer. I can open up the overlay, but now that I have those check marks, they're less useful unless it gets really complicated. So this doesn't really matter. All right, this is Dave. Dave, you have pigskin stomach and dirt mole wound and vision. So introducing, let's say, Edekin into that mix wouldn't be a terrible idea. We'll mix, actually, Jack's DNA into your egg. And then Frosty, you're the most advanced current colonist, I think. And we could mix dirt mole into yours. So this one is a 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think I'm keeping it. So for Frosty, you could get... pig-skinned as well. Lilith, let's have you do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. But unfortunately, we lost 2 of the genes that Frosty had. This is not a terrible individual. I know it's another 4, but it inherited both copies of the stomachs, which is a little bit on the rare side. So I'm going to plan on keeping that one. So I'll have Lilin hull that over. All right, Midi, your egg could be dirt mold. I will have Banish do it. So we'll pop Banish out of the old crypto vat. Get him back to work. Actually, you know what? Scratch that. We have these dirt moles. So Sliviliel is a dirt mole. We'll have that be the combo. And Rogi, you're already a dirt mole, so you don't need more dirt mole yet. You are like dirt mold Neanderthal cross, so maybe another pigskin? So I'll have Lillian do this one again. Any good? 1, 2, 3, 4. Not gonna keep it. Dave, another egg of yours. Jack, we'll have you do that. Thank you for tuning in to the first Wendigo, which originally streamed live on Twitch, May 23rd. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my gaming community, Rhadamant.com also has a link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. Hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Adios, my fellow Wendigo.